Good afternoon, this is Group 48. We've decided to complete Task A on Check Your Car. Check Your Car is a company which is targeting car owners who wish to check for issues or problems related to their cars through an online platform. Check Your Car will provide a website where car owners are able to check their car's make and model to see if it's been affected by any recalls. Check Your Car collects a record of all recalls announced by car companies and other related websites. This information will then be available on our website. Implementation of features requires analysis of the functional requirements associated with this website and how this meets each of these. This is how we meet each of these. This task will primarily be conducted by our back-end developers. And for initially introducing Check Your Car to the market, we will have a basic idea of the customer needs. However, market research that we conduct before introducing our website gives us an idea of the potential users who would be interested in using our site. Users can provide some tips on how we can improve the website. Customer feedback is an insight into what's working well about Check Your Car and what should be done to make the user experience better. The user's opinion helps us ensure that the end product will meet their expectations, solve their problems, and fulfill their needs. Customer satisfaction and loyalty is a crucial factor which will determine Check Your Car's financial performance. It is directly linked to many benefits such as increasing user base, market share, lower costs, and higher revenue. One of the most practical methodologies used for improving customer satisfaction is the Net Promoter Score. This is a metric which investigates how likely a customer would be to recommend the service to a friend. Response options for this question scale from 0 to 10, but they're very customizable. This methodology is both simple and universal, so Check Your Car can apply it to customer satisfaction management. Okay, so these sources are the sites which we will retrieve most of the information, and will be compiled to our recalls and defects lists. However, we will still search for more sites to collect the information from. Our database will be where the raw information is thrown into, which is to be read and processed, and then the output will be relevant information, which is practical to the users. This database will require complex coding where computer logic is key. Our capable back-end development team will be on top of this. All group members will be responsible for this task, that being database management, and these include Fred, Kevin, John, and Tom. The front-end development will involve the creation and design of the website and predominantly what the user sees. The front-end team will be Fred and Tom. The back-end development team will involve the coding and computer logic of the website and predominantly the functionality of Check Your Car. The front-end team will be John and Tom. The security involves the protection of private intellectual property collected by Check Your Car. This is a vital component of the site and is directly related to Check Your Car's integrity and the professional image as a startup company. The cybersecurity team includes John and Tom. Communications between Check Your Car and the users are a large part of the company's functionality. This is important that our information is clear, concise, and accurate. Our communications team will be Kevin and John. The user interface and user experience are crucial for gaining new users and keeping them. For that reason, we will be largely focusing our efforts towards maximizing the quality of user interface and the user experience. Our interface and user experience team are Kevin and Fred. We have assigned deadlines to complete tasks within each sprint to better stay on top of our tasks. This is a calendar created on Trello, which has the sprint deadlines. More assignments, tasks, and reflections will be incorporated to this over time. James bought a used car. This car had multiple issues relating to it. He then found Check Your Car's site and was able to find more information specifically relevant to his car. James was then able to find out that his car model had been recalled 3 times already due to system problems and engine issues. With this information, James was able to take his car to a mechanic recommended by Check Your Car and to have these problems resolved. Chen does not have a great understanding of English. Check Your Car's website has an inbuilt translation system which enables its users to understand its content regardless of their native tongue. Chen was then able to register in Check Your Car's site, put his car's details in, and find out that to date there have been no issues with his car. Check Your Car was also able to recommend 2 mechanics local to Chen for his car to be serviced. Jet purchased a new Toyota Astra. He registered a new account on our website. 2 months later, he received an email informing him that his vehicle had an airbag problem and needed to be recalled. This kind of message can be the difference between life and death, and is what makes Check Your Car's functionality so important. Our group reflection was positive. We were happy with the collaborative planning and had done well working together. During this reflection, we agreed further research similar websites, which will provide an insight as to whether further development is required. This will also enable us to build from the ideas of related websites and is a creative outlet for us to possibly find new and innovative ways to do things. Group 48 have used Trello to create a backlog identifying the roles which we associate to Check Your Car. We have split the tasks into 4 sprints, which will each uniquely have tasks and deadlines related to it. We've assigned each of the roles to an individual or individuals, and we have a description for each of these roles as found in the video. As we move along, we've split things up into the resources which we'll be using, sources of information which we'll be collecting the information from, similar sites which we can analyze to find practical functionalities and tools, as well as the interfaces that they use. We've got user stories, new features which we can always add and take away, and then we've got the running tasks which we will take new features across through and begin running them. As we come across to the further sprints, we can analyze each of the tasks that we bring into them, and yeah, so we keep coming across. We've got sprint 3, which is quite a large sprint, which we should have quite a well-developed website by this point. We've got 2 testing phases. First testing phase will mostly just be getting an understanding of things like the functionality and the website as a whole and the structure of it all. Sprint 3, which we will be conducting testing phase 2 in, we will have our homepage, about us, recalls, issues, a CSS and HTML document, and we'll identify the fixes and upgrades that we have to associate with our website, which we can always just drag things from the sprint into this and across to the running tasks and completed tasks when we finish them. Sprint 4 we'll have a final video, and the completed website should be up and running. We have, as a group, used WeChat and Microsoft Teams to communicate